Hello and welcome to the third episode of In the Studio with me, Donny Carr. On this episode, like I promised in the last, we're going to get more into the production side of things. So the situation is I have this track I'm working on. I think it needs a little bit more high energy, so I'm going to do a tambourine loop. I'm just going to do it myself out of one shot instead of using a loop. So I thought it'd be a good thing to show you how I would do that as far as adding some groove, spreading it out a little bit, and getting the most out of it. So let's get started. First, I have this tambourine picked out. I think that'll sound nice, so we're going to give that one a shot. And I'm going to show you the track first so you can see what I'm working with here. So I'll give you a little preview. So that's the track. All right, so let's get started. So I already have it in the channel rack. It's already selected, ready to go, and it's already linked to the mixer. It's on track 33, and I already have the clips laid out in the playlist. So let's just go right to the piano roll, and let's put the pattern down. All I want is a basic 16th pattern. So let's paint that in, just over a bar here. All right, and let's just give that a quick little peeperoo. There she is. Sounds nice. Way too rigid though, so let's add some groove first. So there's plenty of groove presets or groove pools, I think they're called in Ableton. I'm not sure, but yeah, groove presets. If you wanted to use that, this is how you do it. You would select everything you wanted to apply it to, and then go up here to, let's see here, tools, I believe, yep, and quantize. And then under template here, you would go hit this little folder, and these are where all the groove templates are stored. And there's lots of them. You could sift through them. There's actually some good ones. I've used them before, but I actually now just prefer to do it manually, so let's do that. What we're going to do is select all of the 16th notes, doot, and we're just going to shift it over a little bit. So let's set our snap or our grid to a smaller value, like none. And let's shift it over a little bit. I like to hold shift, and you can hit over, to shift it. I like to close my eyes most of the time and do this and kind of feel it, so I'm not relying on the screen. But we're just going to move it over a little bit, so let's see how it sounds. I think it's at this point right here where it starts to come alive a little bit. It just kind of has its own space. Listen again. I don't know, to me I felt like it just kind of came alive a little bit, and it just kind of broke free and it started to dance. So that's where we're going to leave it. If it sounds good, just leave it and move on. All right, we're going to move our snap back to cell so we don't fuck it up. And now we're going to adjust the velocity. So I'm actually just going to delete this part, and we're going to just do it for 1, and then copy it across. So I want to accent the 16th notes, the ones that we adjusted or moved off the grid. So let's accent those by pulling down the on beat and the off beat, but the off beat not quite as much as the on beat. So right there. And that makes a huge difference. Now we're just going to copy it across. And quick little tip, if you don't know how to latch paste, it's Control B. I use it every single day. So if you don't know how to do it, there you go. Very useful. All right, so that's laid down. Let's give that a listen now. Cool. That sounds good. So now let's spread it out a little bit. It's just dead center, and let's give it a little bit of width. So how we're going to do that is we're going to make a copy of this. We can just clone it. And we want the same exact pattern. So Control C and then Control V to copy it down. We're going to keep it on the same pattern, but we're going to put this one on channel 34. And the reason we're going to do that is we're going to pan that one right and the original one left. Make sure the volumes are pretty much the same here. And let's just listen to the tambourines now. Mono, mono. We don't want mono. So let's remedy that. What I'm going to do is super old trick in the book, but it works. So we're just going to move the one on the right over a little bit. You can do that in the playlist. If you're using audio, you can just move it over a little bit, micro shift it, and I do that all the time. But for this instance, we're going to use the shift function in FL Studio's sampler. It's super handy little tool here, and I didn't know about it for the longest time. So yeah, there we go. And you could do it in the piano roll as well. You could just shift things over that way. But we're going to do it right here. So let's just listen to the tambourines, and I'll adjust the shift function. Right there, see how it just opened up, spread out? That's what we want. Shitty, 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 not shitty. All right, so we're gonna leave it there, and let's listen to it in the mix without. So with it off, and on. So you can see there, that's how it maybe go about laying down a tambourine loop out of one shots, giving it a little bit of width, a little bit of movement. I do a little bit more processing with it, but that's how I'd start it. So I hope you took something from this video. Hope it was useful. Please leave any comments, questions below. I welcome them, and we will see you next time on In the Studio. Take care.